videos right now that are by request for very simple makeup application instruction. Like I said, I don't consider myself a makeup guru here on YouTube. I do makeup as part of my job. I run the clearance counter at my local Dillard's. I also do makeup for photo shoots, and I do makeup for weddings and things like that, but I have never considered myself the master of makeup or of hair. I do what I do. And when it comes to eyebrows, I get asked that a lot, and so I thought I would just give you a very simple eyebrow tutorial going from natural to pinup brows. These are pinup brows. I consider them pinup brows because they're rounded on the inner corner and they have a very defined arch. Every day I do not do this. The thing that gives this the look that it has is either using pomade. The brow pomade by Dip Brow by Anastasia is great, or a brow powder, this one is also by Anastasia, to finish. So using a brow powder to finish and really fill in all those gaps and give it a completely defined look is what gives it that sort of pinup quality. But when on an everyday basis, I wear my eyebrows very, very natural. I wear them like this recently because I feel like it's a little less, I don't know, I think it ages me less. So I've been using the Medium Ash Brow Wiz by Anastasia, and I love it. So the first part of this tutorial will show you how I do my eyebrows on a daily basis, and the second part of the tutorial will show you how I use brow powder to finish them off and give them this more pinup quality. So that's it. It's a very simple one. This is all the introduction it needs, and hopefully this is helpful to some of you. Bye.
I start out with a bare naked brow. The other brow has been filled. And I go ahead and take my Brow Wiz pencil and I just start sketching through where the natural line of my brow falls. I do not go outside of that line, and I tend to just define underneath, like the underside, and then on the upper side I just kind of make little hair-like strokes until I reach the arch, and then I just kind of pull it in a little bit darker at the arch. I concentrate sort of a round shape on the inner corner just because I think that's more flattering for me, and I just sketch it until it's to the desired darkness. Not too dark because my hair is blonde, and I'm using the Medium Ash Brow Wiz, so this is kind of a medium tone. It could be used for brown or dark hair. And then I just take the little spoolie that's attached and blend it in a little bit, and that is it. I leave them alone. And that does my natural everyday brow. And then to go into a more pinup style brow, I'm taking the Taupe Brow Duo by Anastasia. This one has a light and a dark shade. I take the light shade first and I concentrate it on that rounded inner portion, and that's literally just to make the inner portion look a little more round. But because I want to use the lighter shade at the interior, I wasn't too happy with the way that the brow is shaped there, so I used my Brow Wiz to just sort of define that a little bit more and make it a little more obviously round. I'm sorry, I dropped out of frame a little bit right there. But yeah, just made it a little more round on both sides and then blended it with the spoolie from the Brow Wiz. And then I went back in with the brow powder and a flat angled brush and went over the area I had just applied. You'll see it looks a little too dark in some places. That's usually the way it starts. So anytime it looks too dark or anytime that I feel like it looks a little uneven, then I will use my spoolie to fix that. And then I go back in with the brow powder and I just define it. And this time I use the darker shade because I'm heading towards the arch. And I just take this flat angled brush and just define it until it's pretty solidified. I want it to be a pretty solid line. And usually I take the brow spoolie and go do this several times where I move upward with the hairs at my inner brow and then across with the hairs at my arch. And I just keep doing that back and forth until I feel like it's got a blended but defined look to it. And then I just do the same thing with the other side. I thought that this one was a little too dark, so I've gone over it with the Brow Wiz, and that's it.
So that's the way I do it. By no means are they identical, but I think they're close enough, and I think that if you need if you put too much emphasis on your brows, it tends to start looking awkward. So I always just look at it, try not to obsess about it, and then let it go. I find that because I work in cosmetics, I'll sit there and stare in the mirror all day long and try to fix on them and try to play around with them. But I always feel like when I see pictures of myself when I haven't done that, I like the way they look better. So try not to obsess over them. Try to apply them from a bit of a distance, because that's how other people are going to see you, and that's pretty much all you need to know. Hopefully this is helpful.